Welcome to Deadball TV, Copa America quarterfinals predictions. That's what we're going to be giving y'all in this video. I have to ask y'all now, let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Who do you have winning all four of these matches? Smash the like button and hit subscribe because we going live for each and every one of these games. And the first game, the first quarterfinal matchup, and the first one that we're going to start with is Argentina versus Ecuador. Oh my gosh! You already know who I'm rooting for. Y'all already know who I'm rooting for. Yep. Why are you worried?
It could be the Communist Republic of China. You would still be rooting for them over Argentina. Let's be completely transparent here. Why am I worried?
That's my second favorite team. So
what? Oh my God! No, that's Jake's second favorite team. Oh God! Why am I worried? You want to get into why I'm worried?
Yeah, I do.
These are big lads, and I can see this being a 1-1 straight to penalties. I don't know whether we start that early or we start that in the next round. I think this is our hardest game en route to the finals, though, and I don't really think it's close.
I would agree it's your hardest game on the route to the finals, but that's why Argentina's route to the finals is so goddamn easy. Because Ecuador have been mid this tournament.
They've been mid, but everybody gets up for Argentina. Everybody gets up for Argentina. Everybody wants to see us in the mud. We're all glad that the World Cup is back in South America. That literally doesn't matter anymore. Literally the day that they got to the training camp, they said, screw the World Cup. Forget all of this. Forget Messi. Kill him. Kill him.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine to think that, but this is something that you can't kill. This is a Hydra, and there's no way that Ecuador is going to be able to take them down. Like, if they were coming into this in good form whatsoever, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to back my boys. I'll still be rooting for Ecuador, of course, but I cannot see them winning this game.
Listen, if you take the sample size of or samples from all of the last games that Ecuador have played, yes, okay, that's understandable. I would even back you on that, but this is tournament football. This is the Copa America. I think we're going to see a different Ecuador. Maybe not necessarily for the whole game, but definitely for parts of the game. Parts of the game, this Ecuador side is going to get up. They're going to say, over our dead bodies, because that's what it is. It's win or go home now.
Correct.
So I think we're going to see a different Ecuador. We're going to see a different attitude. Maybe they're not going to be tactically, revitalized, or we're not going to see a huge renaissance here, but these boys are going to be running hard. They're going to be running fast. And there's still a threat from set pieces.
That's their hope.
Just so that everybody is completely clear, I do not expect Ener Valencia to score a goal. I don't expect an open play goal to be scored from Ecuador. I have no fear that we are going to be able to soundly control that. That being said, a couple threatening positions, and Ener Valencia does his job if he draws 3 free kicks outside of the box the entire game.
Correct.
And then it's up to Emmy. But it is what it is. These boys are threats from free kicks. And I think their defense is going to be playing like madmen. So I think this ends 1-1, 2-1. Argentina.
1-1. So you would, if it was 1-1, you got
1-1 to Pence. I could see that happening. Or
that's a great result for Ecuador.
Or a 2-0. Yes, you're correct. And I think they're
I'm going 2-0. I'm going 2-0 Argentina. I've seen Ecuador play about as well as they could against Argentina in the World Cup qualifier. They lost because of individual brilliance for Messi. And then I saw Ecuador not even be able to get out of their own half in a friendly against Argentina right before the Copa America. I just don't think they have they don't. Well, one's World Cup qualifier. What about that one?
Okay, this is a Copa America. There's levels.
It doesn't matter. Don't act like a World Cup qualifier is not a super tense environment.
Okay, it is a super tense environment. The Copa America is another step above that.
And how good have they looked in the Copa America versus qualifying? They've been worse.
All right, but now it's eliminations. This is different. This is a tournament. They did their job there.
Yes,
And now
But
they
you're
are playing
banking on
Argentina.
a miraculous 180 performance from Ecuador. There's probably like a 2% chance of that happening.
I think it's higher than 2% chance. I think it's way higher than 2% chance.
They have no offense.
That is crazy. You're correct. You're correct. This could also go 0-0. What if Messi's still injured? What if he doesn't play?
You guys have lost one game without him. You'll be fine.
Okay. I disagree.
Messi's not even caring anymore. Those days are gone. This team can win without him.
This team can win without him. But if Ecuador sits back and plays a low block and they have pressure in the midfield.
Did you see the chances Mexico created against Ecuador's low block?
Okay. Ecuador's not going to show up to play the same way that they do against Argentina. Or, yeah, Ecuador's not going to show up against Mexico in the same manner. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
In that respect, I agree. But I think it's going to be a valiant effort from Ecuador, but they don't have the pieces, man. They don't have the pieces. They don't have the coach. They don't have the tactics.
Agreed. 100% agree. I can still be nervous over what I would call conservatively, a 20% chance of them drawing us. I think 1 times in 5 they draw us.
I think if Ecuador pull this out, we're talking about one of the greatest Copa America upsets in the last 25 years. This would be huge.
That's insane. I think you're giving too much credit to their performance in the group stage. This tournament is messy.
I have to.
Its nature is to be messy, for there to be drama, for there to be upsets. So I would not be shocked in any way, shape, or form. It is now ojo con Ecuador. And I'll tell you what, next round is going to be ojo con Venezuela or Canada, regardless of who advances. Now it's time to bunker.
Like saying you got to respect
conservative and pragmatic. Yes, 100%.
I'm not saying disrespect Ecuador, but I'm saying Ecuador are the inferior team here.
You're correct. You're correct. And I'm agreeing with you. We're not disagreeing on anything. I think I'm just more bullish on Ecuador's chances or being pragmatic here because I know what this Argentina team is capable of. Maybe not this iteration, but our nature, the last 26 years. This is exceptional what we're doing now. This is exceptional. 100%.
You won the last Copa America and you made the final before that.
Yeah, it's from then on. Yes, the last 2-3 years has been out of the last 26 years, that is by far the minority. Yes.
Sure, but you can't say 5 years is an exception. Like that's 5 years. I'm saying from the 2019 Copa America, you made the final and you lost. But you're still in the final.
I would argue that there's different players there. You could argue that there's different players now so that we could be bullish about them. But listen, a loss to Saudi Arabia, if we don't show up correct against this Ecuador team, if we take the sort of attitude that you're taking towards them, right, where they are the underdogs, but if they come correct and we come playing just below our standard, we're not going to make it far. I want Ecuador to play a hell of a game, and I want us to earn the next spot. Because if we don't, then we're going to lose in the final. We might lose against, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the next round yet. We'll save that for another video. I'm very, very anxious about this. It's elimination-style football. Let's see how it goes. Can we move on to another one?
Ecuador bull case in 20 seconds. They score first off a set piece. Bunker. Argentina failed to break them down. Dominguez has like 5 saves. That's the bull case. I think if y'all score first, it is completely over. And it pains me to say that. I want Ecuador to do really well. I'm a big, big fan of this team, but I don't see Felix Sanchez having the balls to make that call.
If we're leading going into the second half, then I would agree.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We'll agree to disagree. You guys let us know in the comments. Well, we're not disagreeing really. We're just disagreeing on the likelihood of an upset. I think
it's just the magnitude. This is probably the smallest. This is minuscule in comparison to some of the arguments that we've had.
Venezuela versus Canada. This is a pretty interesting fixture, I think.
This is a very interesting fixture.
We learned everything about Canada in this game because if they win, then everybody was saying that Canada only advanced because they played 10 men the entire group stage. They'll feel like, well, that will be proven wrong. And if they lose, then everyone's going to say, oh, Canada would have gotten grouped in any other group. So there's a lot riding for the Canadians in this game.
There is a lot riding for the Canadians in this game. I don't think that the way that they've played in their last in the groups, their group stage performance doesn't merit this, and I don't think they have the CONMEBOL tenure or the Copa America tenure to show up and play like big enough dogs to get over the Venezuelan hump. Because right now, like we said in our last video, Ojo con Paraguay is done. It's Ojo con Venezuela now. It's Ojo con Venezuela. They are the new dark horse. They are the new threat. Canada's got a team chock full of, some pretty talented guys, some athletes, but so does Venezuela. Venezuela's got a team. Maybe they don't have the same amount of talent. I'll just flat out say they do not have the same amount of talent that Canada has. But Venezuela has done it against bigger teams, against better teams, and they've been doing it more consistently. I'm ready for Venezuela to carry on that momentum, and I'm ready for them to soundly defeat the Canadians. It's going to take some Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David brilliance here. Which is ironic because
they haven't been brilliant.
And they have not been brilliant. This is ironic because I believe that I'm thinking that Estaquiao is going to be one of their most important players. Transitioning from the midfield up into the offense is going to be very, very difficult for them. This Venezuelan press is like a python. I mean, it is like a python. They are going to constrict and shut off any sort of passing lanes, any opportunities that you have to hope. The Canadians are ready for this. The bull moose, what is it? The bull, the bull moose, the male moose, right?
Yes.
Stud moose is about to be taken down by a 20-foot anaconda. And that is Venezuela.
I think Venezuela wins this game by 1, and I'm kind of thinking it's going to be a 1-0. I think they keep the clean sheet.
You think it's going to be a 1-0? Okay.
I think it's going to be a 1-0. But the thing with Canada is the fact that they didn't score against Chile bothered me. It really did. How they scored against Peru and how they looked in that first half especially bothers me. I think their best half of football in this tournament was the first half against Argentina, and I don't think they've hit that again. And I wonder if that was because it's your first game at the Copa. You have everything to play for. I don't know if it's you're playing Messi. I don't know if it's both. But now you're going up against the Venezuela side, and I wonder, even though it's a Copa America quarterfinals, if there's going to be a degree of arrogance from this team because it is not one of the traditional powers in CONMEBOL. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And I'm just theory crafting here. Canada's never been here. We have no idea how they're going to perform. Venezuela, they're not amazing at the Copa America, but they've won knockout games before. And I think Batista is a freak of a manager. And I think he will make the adjustments needed if this game is 0-0 at halftime. And then can Canada break that low block? Not if Kyle Larin and Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies keep playing like they've been playing.
Nope.
Not if Liam Miller's in the starting lineup. No. So it's gonna be really, really tough. If Canada does this, massive win. Like crazy win for Canada. Semifinals of the Copa America at that point, even if they lose against Argentina or Ecuador, they're going to be playing in the third place game after that. Like, that's crazy. They're going to medal potentially.
That's probably the biggest result in Canadian football history.
Yeah. One of them. Yeah. Maybe you want to say the one Gold Cup that they won, but I would say it's this. They beat Venezuela.
I would argue this, yeah. You'd rather have what would you take, a bronze medal at the Copa America or a Gold Cup? I'd take a bronze medal.
Oh my God, bronze.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bronze.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially
for
if
you Canada, it's a little different because they
Argentina?
only have one. But if it's Mexico, I'm 100% taking the bronze.
Okay.
Maybe like if you're Costa Rica, maybe you'd be like, all right, give me the Gold Cup because I don't have one. But for the U.S., Mexico, and I think Canada need to be thinking they need to be thinking like they're the second best team in CONCACAF because they are better than Mexico right now.
Yeah.
So I think the bronze, should be the objective for these guys. That being said, though, I just think Venezuela, I think Angel Herrera, Bello's been a freak. Soteldo's been a little quiet, but Rondon, I think he's going to give Cornelius and Bombito problems just because he's like a more traditional 9, very different from Lapadula, for example. Or who did Chile even start? Of Vargas, like completely different. They have not marked a 9 like Rondon yet at this tournament, and I feel like that could be problematic for them. So I'm going 1-0 Venezuela.
I'm gonna go, dude. I don't know, something about this smacks of a partidazo for me. I think it could either be a 1-0 snooze fest or it could just be end to end here. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go 3-1 Venezuela.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Is a possibility here too.
Yeah, Pens is a possibility. Oh Jesus!
If neither team goes for it, and then you got Crepeau versus Romo in the shootout, like that's going to be tough.
If Venezuela, I think it's the same argument that you had for Ecuador. If Venezuela scores first, Canada is going to have no choice but to open up, and Venezuela is going to hit them on the counter. And I'm sorry, but the fullbacks just ain't been it. Just ain't been it.
Yeah. Especially with how much Davies pushes up. There's going to be space in behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be massive, though, for Canada if they can pull through. I don't think – I think this is like a 60-40 matchup. Like, I think –
Yeah.
The counter power of Canada still keeps them in this. I think it's way closer than Argentina, Ecuador, for example.
Okay. I agree.
Let's go to Uruguay, Brazil. Probably the most Hollywood.
Uruguay, Brazil. What a great way to put that. This is Hollywood. This is big time. This is door busting, ticket sale, highlight matchup. This is what everybody's going to be talking about. This is the one that everybody's going to be talking about.
This is the one.
You want me to tell you what's going to happen? And I talked about this briefly in our last video.
I do.
Bielsa, chronic overthinker. Everybody likes to, for those Euro snobs out there that I know are listening and hating. My boy, Pep Guardiola, has a habit of going out and overthinking everything. An important game shows up, man is going to overcomplicate, over-theorize, over-prepare tactically. And I would say more often than not, it's to the detriment of the team. And I think that could potentially happen here with Bielsa. And I think we're going to see a snooze fest here. We're going to see heavy possession ball from both teams, and it's not going to be open. It's not going to be free-flowing. Very rarely will the ball get into the final thirds. I mean, the amount of time that the ball is going to spend inside of either one of the boxes is going to be very, very minimal. It's going to be hoof the ball up to Vinicius, have him dance out on the wing, cross the ball in. It's been cleared out. Okay, now we're going up there. Okay, cross it to Darwin. It's been hoofed out, and then it's going to sit around in purgatory in the midfield. I think that's what it's going to be. I think this is Uruguay's potentially their most dangerous matchup here.
I agree.
I
agree, and I think they need to go for it. I think the more conservative they play, the more likely it's going to Pens or Brazil wins. They have to go at these guys because Brazil is not great at the back. You have to go at them. And the midfield ain't been great either. Like, Uruguay, you want to win this one? 2 goals, baby. I need 2 goals.
Don't show them too much respect. This is another thing. Argentina needs to show Ecuador more respect, and I think that Uruguay needs to show up like they are the favorites because they are. Show up, manhandle this game, get your hands on it. You get a good grip on it. This is your game. You control the momentum. You're in the batter's box. Brazil's pitching at you, and Brazil's scared. Just go in with that mentality. You win. You win. If they go in like that, I could see them leaving with a 2-0 here.
That'd be huge.
That would be massive. That would be massive.
Yeah. I mean, Uruguay won the last of these matchups too in World Cup qualifying. And no Vinicius Jr. 2-0, I think.
2-0.
Brazil might
do it again, especially without Vinicius. All you need a game plan for now is Rodrigo, potentially Richarlison set pieces. Not Richarlison. What am I talking about? Rafinha set pieces. And what a contingency plan for Endrick.
If I'm Uruguay, don't foul in the box. Like,
Don't foul
don't
in the
give
box.
Brazil a pen. They're the only team that's gotten 2 pens in this tournament. Don't give them that. Don't give them that opportunity. I think Uruguay is more dangerous on set pieces. I think they defend set pieces better. And I think we saw it against Colombia. I mean, Colombia was winning every other corner kick that they had. Very, very dangerous. I mean, they scored a goal that was wrongfully chalked off. So, and Bielsa versus Junior, I mean, I have to back Bielsa just because I don't know Junior as well. And how Bielsa, unless he has a complete stinker like you're forecasting, which is a possibility, I think he will give the lads enough confidence to get it done. Now, it looks like Araujo is also going to be out for Uruguay, to my understanding. That is a big loss because he's been unplayable for the national team. So, with that factored in, Brazil are missing Vinicius. You know, if we're talking national team impact, those do cancel each other out. I don't care what the Brazilians try to say. If anything, Araujo's way better for Uruguay.
Yep.
So, it's a close one, man. This one is so freaking tough because if Uruguay lose to a Brazil that has a front three of Rodrigo, Endrick, and Savio, like that is bad for Uruguay. Not that those players are bad, but that means the entire hype train, the entire like peak and promise of this team seems like it was all for naught. If you can't beat the weakest Brazilian attack we've ever seen, and maybe the weakest Brazilian defense we've ever seen, and the most midfield in a long time, and you can't beat that with a stacked midfield and the most dangerous attack, and probably I'm not going to say the best CBs, but top 2 CBs, that's a problem. I mean, Brazil have Alisson over Rochette. That's their biggest advantage. Is Alisson going to make some big saves in this game for sure?
Yeah, you're correct. You know who I think has got to get up for this game is Fede. Fede with his
terrible against the US.
He's just been quiet. He's been quiet. I don't know. I feel like he's too smart of a player to disappear like that against teams who are, you know, a team like the United States, who frankly is not really tactically sound as you would expect, especially with Bielsa. It feels almost intentional. Either that or he's got a case of the yips, but I highly doubt that. But this is the game to get up. You've got your Real Madrid teammates opposite you. It's time. Yeah. It's time to show up. You got to ball out today. I want to see 2 shots from outside of the box minimum. I want to see 3 chances created, and I don't even know, just some banging crosses. I need offensive production from this man. Either that or you better be a dog in the midfield. I do not want to see a Brazilian come within 5 feet of you without you putting a leg out on him. Okay? Has to be.
Yeah. And he's kind of due. He's kind of due for a good game.
He's due for a good game. No way that Vinicius is showing up and having a better Copa America than Fede Valverde. Doesn't make sense to me. Which he is. He is right now. It's inarguable. It's beyond reproach. That's the attitude he needs to adopt, though. Like, no shot.
Correct. And I think there's enough dogs in this Uruguay team to get over the line. I mean,
there is.
We're going to need to see. I mean, it's going to need to be the Brazil from the Paraguay game again to give them a chance. Especially in that midfield. It just wasn't enough against Colombia.
Just need to be consistent. They need to be consistent, and they can't do it.
If Brazil win, though, wow.
Yep.
They're going to be feeling good. Dude, the confidence is going to be insane.
Then Colombia will be our only hope.
And let's Panama knock him out. What's your score prediction for Uruguay and Brazil?
I'm telling you, it could be a 2-0. I think that Uruguay will get a little chippy. I think potentially we see another set piece here. I think Brazil's going to be hard pressed to score an open play goal. I think the only way that they score is either just goal of the tournament outside of the box, total exception, or brilliant set piece ability. But like you said, Uruguay's pretty good on that, so I'm not feeling too hot. I think this could be a 1-0.
I'm kind of feeling that too.
Feeling a 1-0 Uruguay. Yeah,
dude, the no extra time is massive here.
Massive, insane.
Because if it goes to pens, I think Brazil win. I just back Alisson that much. I just think he's that good of a shot stopper.
Alice is the truth. Though I did watch Oblak whiff 3 penalty saves after he absolutely dogged Ronaldo in regular time. So I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know. It's tournament football. A lot of these things go out the window. I think it'll be on the day which keeper is getting after it.
You know what I don't like is that everybody is saying Uruguay are going to win now.
Yeah.
Everybody. That makes me nervous. That makes me very, very nervous here because everybody said the same thing, that Uruguay was going to kill the U.S. I mean, I thought that. I was expecting minimum 2 goals. And they score off a, somewhat sketch set piece. And are the worst team in the first half against the United States. So, was that because they didn't really have the ganas, the desire? Was it because Bielsa wasn't on the touchline? I think Uruguayan fans and people supporting them and picking them are going to say, yeah, that's why it happened. But it makes me nervous, man. It makes me really, really nervous because these players check social media. They know what's going on. Brazil see the disrespect. It's not even disrespect. It's more just saying like, hey, you're objectively the worst team right now. They see that. And they're like, okay, we're playing with house money. There's nothing scarier than a Brazil with nothing to lose. So that's why I think this is going to be an Uruguay by 1. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Cosema or Araujo header, from a set piece. Or a Fede free kick or something that just like this game was so even game-wise. And then it was just, all right, which superstar from which team wants to step up? That's kind of how I see this going down. I think if Brazil win, I think it's by 1. If Uruguay win, I think it's by 1. I'll go Uruguay. To be different, I'll say 2-1. But even, man. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna stick with that. Y'all let us know in the comments. This one's gonna be a banger. I'm actually very excited and very nervous for this live stream. Panama, Colombia.
Panama, Colombia. The final one.
I'm very excited for this game. I think it's going to be a very good game of football.
I'm more excited for this one as well. Yeah, this is the undercard. Everybody's selling Uruguay, Brazil is the main card. Colombia, Panama. This is the undercard here. You've got a challenger in Panama that has looked, beyond reproach compared to the other CONCACAF teams. And Colombia, who is also on a tear. I think we're going to see a little bit of very good football to start. I think the first half is going to be blockbuster action. It's going to be awesome. Correct. And then I think in the second half, Colombia dog walks them.
I'm excited.
Unfortunately, I'm excited too. I just feel bad because I know I like Colombia. I'm just going to be rooting for Panama in the second half because I think it's going to get bad.
I do think no Jefferson Lerma helps him out a lot.
Yeah.
Helps Panama.
Yeah.
I think it will help Panama. For Colombia, I think it is a very, very big deal that they get this first knockout game against Panama. Because I feel like that's the bad mojo, that's the curse, the taboo around this team is the knockouts happen and then they fall off a cliff. Right? And I feel like the team knows this. They're aware of this brand that the team has. And so if they did get Uruguay, they're like, Jesus Christ, here we go again. Who cares that we're 26 games unbeaten? We're going to play Uruguay and, we might lose. But now I think playing Panama, who, no disrespect, are objectively an easier opponent, I think it would let Colombia even have not a great game. And because of Panama's inability to score goals, they'll still probably be able to get by with like an 8 out of 10 performance. Whereas if you
Correct.
played 8 out of 10 against Uruguay, you're probably going home unless they also have an 8 out of 10 performance, in which case I would back Colombia. So that's really big. For this game in particular, I mean, Cames versus Coco Carrasquilla is going to be amazing.
It's going to be excellent.
John Cordoba versus the Panamanian center backs. I am fascinated to see how they do because they're not big dudes, and Cordoba's a tank.
They're just going to have to be dexterous. We might see a Colombia pen here.
Luis Diaz. Dude, Luis Diaz against Michael Murillo. Oh my gosh. That's
chef's kiss.
That's banging right there, dude.
This is the one. Yeah, this is the one. Y'all excited for the main card, but Colombia are our boys. This is going to be a lot faster of a fight. I think the second half is going to be really pretty brutal for the Panamanians. Yeah, we just got to see how they're doing towards the end of the first, and then what adjustments they make after that. Because Colombia, Colombia, dude, there's some firecrackers. If God forbid, for Panama's sake, God forbid that Luis Diaz decides to lace up his shooting boots, because he could have two.
Yeah. He could. I mean, again, I'm a back Murillo. I think he could do a job on him. This dude, if Thomas Christensen wins, he's like hands down, he might be the best coach in the Americas. I mean, like, I swear. Because if Panama sit back, Colombia have demonstrated they're gonna break you down. So I don't think that strategy is gonna work. And let's not pretend like Panama have a top 3 back line at the Copa America. They certainly do not. If Christensen plays offensive ball, like what he did against the US when they were admittedly up a man, what he tried to do against Jamaica, the Nations League, and what he did against Bolivia, well, then you're isolating your fullbacks against John Arias and Luis Diaz. And in John Cordoba, up top, you're going to have a 3v4 Colombian counter all game, all 90 minutes. I think that's a death sentence. So I'm basically saying I don't know what the hell my man's going to do. I mean, Murillo's got to score a free kick. And if Panama are going to win, dude, it can't be 1-0. It's got to be 2-1 minimum. Probably they might need 3. And if they get 3 against this Colombian defense, I'm gonna be on but it ain't gonna the Rebalance website ordering the Panamanian kit. I mean, I'm gonna do that already because I love both these teams. I'm very sad that one's got to go home, but I'm also happy that we're at least gonna see minimum, dude, 2 games from both of these teams, right? Because whoever goes to the semis, win or lose, they go into the 3rd place game. So we get 2 more games from either Panama or Colombia. I think the most entertaining teams at the Copa America so far. That's a dub for us, just as the viewers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your prediction, though?
I think Colombia runs away with this. I think we're looking at we might be looking at a 3-0, potentially 4-0 here. I think that Colombia laces up their shooting boots, and I think that they cannot possibly not learn from their mistakes. If they are to win this tournament, if they're even to get to the finals, they have to improve now and in this game. And we're pretty bullish on that claim. I have the vested interest of wanting to see an absolute cracker in Uruguay or Brazil versus Colombia in the semis. So
part 2 gonna be crazy.
I think that
the rematch is gonna be crazy.
Oh God, don't say it like
Brazil,
they're
Colombia,
already
bro.
in there. Don't say it like they're already in there. Oh God. Colombia's got to lace their shooting boots up right now.
You said Colombia have to learn from their mistakes. What mistakes have they made? That's a genuine question. In the group stage, what would you say?
I mean, it's a small but glaring one. It's like the hole in the Death Star. What is it? An exhaust vent or whatever that they analyze?
Yeah. As a small asshole.
It's a small. The fellas could not get it together against Brazil. Their shooting boots were off. Communication wasn't there or something, but there were, I think you mentioned it last night on the stream, 2 or 3 chances that they should have put away. I mean, the scoreline was completely undeserved on Brazil's part, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe not completely. I'm gonna bank there because I saw some good football from them. I maintain myself bullish on that point. But Colombia, yeah, they got to lace them up. Luis Diaz, I need one. I need one minimum from Luis Diaz. I don't care who gets the rest of them. Luis Diaz, if you're gonna have a good performance, now's the time. Now's the time. Bring the confidence up so everybody else is ready to carry the load, carry the boats with whoever the hell you guys get in the semis, if you get there.
Dude, similar to Canada, if Panama win, oh my God. I mean, Mexican Federation, U.S. Soccer, however much money you need to spend to get Thomas Christensen out of that Panama contract and into a 10-year deal. I'm talking, what did Mike Trout get? What was Mike Trout's deal?
Dog. I don't know. Ridiculous money.
Was it like an 8-year contract?
Something like that, yeah. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
I want an 8-year, $104 million contract. Thomas Christensen, if he beats Colombia. No, dude, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And you know what? I'm going to commission a Panamanian artist to paint a Christensen mural in my bedroom.
If they beat Colombia.
If they beat Colombia.
The Colombians,
you know what? I might even go to Panama City. I might even kiss the ground. Just kiss the soil.
I'll kiss the ground. I'll
kiss the sandy beaches.
You take me to any of those places, I'll be like, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one Venezuelan arepa, and I'm just gonna go straight down.
I'd love to see what Panamanian cuisine is. But I digress. I don't think Colombia should be mad at me because I think I'll get to my score prediction. Oh, man.
What do you think they do?
Okay. Ceiling 3-1 victory. I believe Panama might be able, maybe, to get a goal.
I completely agree. And dude, that's why I can't even entertain, because I like what Panama's done, but I can't get my hopes up for them. I don't want to invest in them now because they're going to be so hard pressed to score a goal here. It is a Herculean task.
That's not good. It's not good. And if John Lucami is back, which I don't know the status on that, but if he's back,
oh man,
let's
get to praying.
Then I think it's going to be like a 3-0, man. The Panamanian dude, even Bolivia got a goal on him, dude. 10 Men USA got a goal, albeit a wonder goal, but they should have had another too. Yeah, I'm going. John Lucami plays 3-0. No John Lucami. 4-0. No. Oh, dude, did Colombia get 4? I don't think they got the boost for it. Yep. Lucami 3-0. No Lucami 3-1. 3-1 Colombia. Jesus, 3-1 Colombia.
Canada.
Dude, 3-1 Panama. Can you imagine? Dude, Coco's going to Barcelona if they do that. Like, holy
dude, as he should. He should go regardless. Good Lord.
As he should. Okay, so let's recap very, very quickly. I got Argentina beating Ecuador 2-0. I have a 1-goal win by Venezuela, leaning 1-0 there. I'm going 2-1 Uruguay over Brazil. And I'm going 3-0, 3-1 to Colombia in the final game. What you got?
God, see, I'm already switching on my Argentina, Ecuador.
Ecuador 3-2. Can you imagine Ecuador scores 3? Oh my God.
I would renounce. I would join the priesthood. I would take the vow that the Pope did, where he just vows not to watch footy. Yeah, that would be me. Okay. We're going to come back to that one. Venezuela, Canada. I think Venezuela comes away with a 2-0 there. Uruguay, I think, comes away with a 1-0 against Brazil. You know what? Venezuela, Canada. Yeah, 2-0. Screw it. And then no, what did I say? I said a 3-1 earlier. Yeah, I'm going 3-1 Venezuela. And then Colombia,
Yeah, you're going
Panama.
for shootout.
I think Colombia comes away with 3-0, 3-4-0. And then Argentina, Ecuador.
Dude, Colombia 4-0, man. I don't think the boys got it in them.
Argentina 2-1.
2-1. Okay. Okay. Hey, I think those are good predictions. Guys, we're going to see how big of tontos we are here on Deadball TV because we're going live for all of these starting tomorrow on the 4th of July. Argentina, Ecuador up first. So if you guys want to see those, you got to hit subscribe. You got to hit subscribe. You got to turn the notification bell on. And you got to check out the social media links in the description because we might pull a fast one on you and say, no stream tonight. No reason given. We do that sometimes. Like to keep
Straight red.
Straight red, no VAR. There's no semi-automated. No, that's some UEFA stuff. We don't do that here on Deadball TV. Okay? I might just tweet no. And you guys might have to figure out what that means.
I just might not show up. Jack might be in an Argentina kit, and I'm going to be wearing a Mexico jersey. We're just going to gaslight the hell out of you.
Oh, my God, dude. That would be crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah. Well, you guys will just have to wait and see. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you drop the like. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Argentina versus Ecuador.